Hello, I am so stoked to be here for our monthly practice. And my intention for this practice is that it will be a sweet, accessible, delicious flow for you to deepen our theme of the month. And so, our theme of the month is that of the sacred fool. The sacred fool is that energy of possibility, it's that energy of curiosity. And I know you all get this because you've been working with me. And, it's so often that we meet ourselves from a quality, an energetic quality, a physical quality, emotional quality of what's wrong. I need to fix something. I need to get my body into this state of being so I'm better, right? There's a lot of how we meet ourselves very much in that improvement sort of way. And so my invitation for this practice is that it's really one of opening to the moment and then letting the moment unfold within you from the energy of curiosity and what's possible. So I'm going to really invite you today in your body to move from inside with my cues. Let yourself add, take away. Let yourself explore new edges, new spaces inside. And with that light elemental energy of the sacred fool. And the fool, it kind of gets a bad rap in our society, but really the fool is the maiden. It's the one that goes, wow, what's here? It's like brand new. So I'm really going to invite you, even though I know each of you have in your own particular way a yoga practice, I'm going to invite you to come to your mat today from this element of a new beginning. And it's perfect timing because these monthly practices are being sent out with the energy of the new moon. Even if you do these way later than the new moon, it just is a beginning. It's a new beginning is the possibility here. So go ahead and close your eyes and sit in a comfortable seat. And do the same with you. And tune in and start to even get curious about what is present today from this energy, not from, oh, I gotta fix this, I gotta make myself better. Even if you feel some stress or tension or tightness in your body, can you meet it as you would a really dear friend that you love without question? So meeting yourself, getting curious. This isn't about spiritually bypassing or sugarcoating, but getting curious to what is. And seeing what happens when you offer yourself that amount of attention from that way. I find for myself, when I offer myself a curious attention, I feel a relieving sort of energy, a relaxing, a softening. And when I'm coming towards myself in a way of things need to get right or proper, I definitely start to get a little bit more tight. Just notice a quality of being with, of curiosity, of the sacred fool. This moment has never happened before. And bring your hands together at your heart. And as you begin to tune in more deeply, feel your feet, feel your seat, feel the floor, the resonance of the room, the resonance of your breath, your heart. Take a moment and set an intention. What is it you want to create through this practice? What is it you want to deepen into possibility? Since the sacred fool is all about possibility, you can feel into, what is one new possibility I'm up to right now that I want to bring my energy and attention to. And deep breath in. And deep breath out. And just easy forward fold here. So you're still sitting in a cross-legged position. Your hips can be up on something. And let your head relax. Let your hips settle back. Give your jaw a moment to relax. And breathe in deeply into the shape. And from an element of curiosity and not attached to any particular outcome, you start to see any little movements or deepenings that want to happen. And slowly roll it back up. And then switch the cross of your legs. If that doesn't feel good on your knees, I want you to check in and see in this next fold, how do your legs want to be? So if you're really meeting yourself in that curious moment in what's possible, just getting out of the rigidity into the flow. And just folding in again as you just have switched the cross of your legs, breathing in, breathing out. Slowing everything down. Meeting yourself in the moment. And slowly rolling back up. And then come to your hands and knees. So you're going to come to tabletop position. If you have a prop, you can move it to the side. I'm going to do that with mine. And then in hands and knees, I want you to get curious. How close or how far apart do you want your hands to be? How about your knees? Same thing. It's really creating the foundation from a place of structure for sure, and also then from a place of seeing, really seeing and listening. And inhale, lengthen your spine, deep breath in. Round your spine, breathe it out, let it go. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, round. And one more time, inhale, lengthen. Noticing where there's a pause, noticing where there's a space. Round your spine. And come back to neutral and playfully let yourself start to circle one way. So you're still on your hands and knees and you're letting yourself take big circles from the floor. And as you're curious, as you're bringing in that quality of possibility, see how the pacing wants to be. So you might start to speed it up a little bit. You might start to slow it way down. Start to come into an essential rhythm. Essential meaning something that really lines you up. And then circle the other way. And coming back to center and pressing back to downward facing dog. And even as you get to down dog, we get so set in our habits. So you can really be present into that transition. And as you're in down dog, explore it like you've never explored it before, because you've never done this particular down dog. Just letting sounds come through, movements, whatever feels good here. You might need to adjust your hands. Go ahead and just take care of yourself. And reach your right leg up to the sky, bend your knee, open up your hip, big stretch here. Still breathing deeply, intimately with yourself, to presence in the moment. And then bring that knee all the way forward and through for a half pigeon variation. We're not going to go all the way down yet. I want you to just get set up first. And to keep this a little more active, keep your back toes tucked under. Your back knee is on the ground though, and take your hands at least shoulder width apart, and they may want to go even a little wider. And inhale, lengthen your spine, little up dog, cobra in your chest, and then bend your elbows out wide, let your head come down, exhale. Roll back up, inhale. And roll back down, exhale. One more like that, inhale. Exhale. And then inhale. And plant your palms back to the planet. Back toes are still coiled under. And right knee to nose in plank. So you're right here, hovering into a rounded spine in plank. And then both feet back to full plank. And I want you to start to get out of this idea that vinyasas always have to be chaturanga, up dog, down dog. Yes, that is one way. And just see how you want to make it back to down dog. Maybe you just go right into up dog and then back to down dog. Or maybe you do an extra chaturanga, or maybe you do none. And then meeting me back in downward facing dog. Let something go.
There's no agenda, we're not getting anywhere. This is about connecting in. Left leg, reach it high, inhale, bend your knee, open your hip. A couple breaths here. Feel the space, the energy, the life. And then bring that knee forward. Pigeon setup. Same thing, back toes are curled under. And if you feel like you need a prop underneath your hip, you can also do that. Blanket, bolster, something. And just pause for a moment before we even add the ripple. Just close your eyes and really feel this pigeon. This is a great practice of shifting from living life, just going through the motions, doing it the way we've always done it, into what's possible. Even with the same movements, you can do the same exact thing. It's not like this drastic change has to happen on the outer sense, just the inner. It's the way we're meeting ourselves in it. So you could be brushing your teeth, but the way you brush your teeth could be so radically different. Inhale, lengthen your spine, and then exhale, bending in, rounding in. Again, lengthen, inhale. And exhale. One more time, inhale. Really feel the earth in your body, the bones, the structure. Exhale, round it in. And then come back to plank, left knee to nose. So you'll hover there for a moment, really hug it in. Hover there with the left knee. And then both feet back to plank. And same thing, just see, how does your body, what is the pathway that it wants to make itself back to down dog? And see, maybe you surprise yourself. And meet me back in downward facing dog. And one more big breath in. Empty it all the way through. And then make your way to the top of your mat, however you do that. And as you're in a Uttanasana, forward fold, lift up halfway now, lengthen, Ardha Uttanasana. And bow forward, breathe it out, and just hold this forward fold. Opening up a new perspective here, flipping things upside down. And stay standing on your right foot, lift your left leg to the sky, standing splits. You can open your hip here. It's almost like what just we did on the floor there earlier in down dog. And bring that left foot to meet the right and switch to the other side. Right leg up, standing splits. And both feet to the floor, lift up halfway. And then stay in a halfway lift, lengthen your spine, bring your hands by your side, palms down, and come all the way to stand. Reach up to the sky, inhale. And hands at your heart, close your eyes, standing in Tadasana, hands at your heart. Just feeling your feet, feeling this new body resonance, whatever it is. Not looking for anything in particular, just allowing. And then open your arms out to the side. It's almost like you're giving someone a big hug. Open your arms out, lift your heart, lift your chin, inhale. Prana Mudra is what this is called. And then hands together at your heart, a little undulation in the spine, round in, tuck your chin. And open up again, inhale, open. Just allow your heart to lift, your hips to root, feet to root, and then back in, exhale. One more time, inhale, open. And exhale, hugging in, and then take your feet mat-width apart. I'm just gonna face you so you can see me, but you're staying where you are, but just mat-width apart with your feet. And then take your left hand behind your back or across your chest, whatever feels good, crush your belly. Right arm's gonna go up, and you take a big breath in, open, 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 and bend your knees into a squat, and then circle your arm. So you're gonna open, and then circle, and open, and circle, and one more on the side, and circle, and then switching sides, left arm goes up, right arm can go wherever it wants to. Inhale, open, Get that stretch and then bend the knees, circle around and open and circle and open. Circle one more. We may have not done it evenly on both sides, but that's the quality of the Maiden. It doesn't have to be so exact. And then elbows out, interlace your hands behind you. Walk your feet in a little closer, about hip width apart now. And just sit back into a chair. So chair pose, Utkatasana, feet are hip width apart, booty's back, hands interlaced. Close your eyes here. And let, as much as this is a strengthening pose, let this also be an opening to what is. Noticing how your hands need to be, how your arms need to be. We all have different structures in our body. Every body is unique. Even though we have the same bones and joints, every body's unique. So feel into what your uniqueness is here. And then release the interlace, reach your hands up, legs up, and how our legs extend. And forward fold, breathe it out. Lift up halfway, inhale. I'm flipping back to the other side, but you keep going where you're going. And step back to downward dog. Once again, down dog. And just notice if you feel a shift in your body. Anything may be different. Let's do one more vinyasa. So coming forward into plank, lowering down to chaturanga or something else. Play with it. Your choice of how you make it back to child's pose. Your choice. Child's pose. Wherever your arms want to be in child's pose, let them be. And pause here. Really take a moment. Check in. Feel into what we've been up to so far. And slowly press back up to hands and knees. We do one more little sequence here. So you're going to roll over to the right side for a modified side plank. So your right hand may need to come in a little bit. You're stacking your shoulder right over your wrist, knee underneath the hip. And that back foot is lengthening out there. And then taking your left arm up and whatever it wants to do. So you may have done this shape 100 times, or maybe this is your first time. But whatever it is for you, I want you to explore it as it's happening right now. Not as it was a few minutes ago, or as it was a day ago, or even a year ago. Just as it is right now. There's so much possibility that can happen from that full presence. If you'd like to grab onto your left foot with your left hand, add a bit of a bow here. Quad stretch, you're more than welcome to do that. Otherwise, just keep it as it is. For one more breath. And if you're pregnant, this is a great shape to do right now. It's a great way to access these muscles. And then release, hands and knees again. And then you're going to shift right over to the left side. I'm just going to flip on my mat so you don't see my back side, but just stay where you are, and you'll flip over to your left, modified side plank. Same setup, although you're on the left side this time. And just start here. Feel your foundation. This is where it's all coming from, the foundation. Breathing. Being present to the movement inside and outside. And if you want to add that quad stretch, grab onto your right foot with your right hand, pressing up and out of your hand and your shin for 2 more breaths. And release it, and hands and knees again. And let's just do one cat-cow. So lengthen your spine, inhale. Round your spine, exhale. And sit back to your heels for a moment. So you're sitting on your knees, you're sitting back on your heels, and you may close your eyes. Hands rest on your thighs. Palms can be up or down. feel what's alive in you. You know, so often too, our attention goes to what's not working. So I want you to actually shift that into something that you can appreciate about yourself right now. Even if it's, I appreciate that tightening in my belly. I appreciate that little bit of clench in my neck and jaw. Sit over to one side, and then you're gonna sweep your legs out in front of you, and then into Supta, or Baddha Konasana rather. So again, I'm just facing you, but you can stay where you are on your mat. You'll bring the soles of your feet together, your knees out wide, and start upright. So your hands are using your legs as a brace. Your spine is nice and long, eyes are closed. Feeling your roots physically down through your seat, metaphorically down through the ground. And if it feels good, stay here. Otherwise, you can start to, just like we began, you can start to come forward. This time, a different leg variation. And slowly rise back up. Send your legs straight out in front of you, shake them out. And then come to lie down on your back. As you lie down on your back, hug your knees into your chest and a little rock side to side. Just let your back get relaxed into the mat, into the floor. And bring your knees all the way over to right side, arms out to the sides for a supine twist. And then on your back here. And then bringing your knees to the center and over to the other side. Just shift your hips a little bit if you need to. Twisting over to the left or whichever side you didn't just take. And then coming back to center and Shavasana, final rest. I'm going to offer you the invitation with Shavasana to bring the soles of your feet together in Supta. If that feels nice, it might feel nice after all that we did. And if it doesn't, just legs out in front of you. Arms can be wherever they'd like to be. And let yourself, with this awe, this wonder, this wow for yourself, let yourself relax into what is. And then if you've had your legs in Supta Baddha Konasana, extend them out in front of you for an extra moment. If you've already been there, just let yourself stay. Begin to notice even more deeply what has moved through, what is moving through. And then start to bring one knee in and the other knee into your chest. And roll over to one side. And coming up to seated. Just one last time here. So your eyes closed, bring your hands together at your heart. Sitting nice and tall, feeling the length of your body, your spine.
And letting yourself, for these last few moments of this practice, really resonate at your center from that element of the sacred fool, from the element of wow. And set an intention for what you'd like to carry forth with you. Maybe it was a new discovery or something you're in discovery with from this practice. If you had anything come through, I invite you to write it down after we complete. And namaste. Really beautiful to be with you. Have a lovely day. I'd love to hear what resonates from these practices. Share with me, share your takeaways, and sending you lots of love. Mwah.